Former NBA player, in my opinion, NBA legend, Michael Beasley, recently received the MVP of the Big Three, operated by Ice Cube, growing popular basketball league, if I do say so myself. Michael Beasley, I believe they just played their championship game, and he put up 28 points and 12 rebounds to secure the victory and also secure himself the MVP of the Big Three. And the only reason why I think Michael Beasley is not in the NBA, ladies and gentlemen, is because of one LeBron Ramon James. That's right. I think Michael Beasley, amongst others, are blackballed from the NBA because at one point they told the truth about LeBron James. But ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy Tony the Savant. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to know what y'all have to say about these topics. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said what I said. Michael Beasley is a NBA legend, in my opinion, man. Uh, Simply because of the turmoil that he had to deal with, never really finding a fit with a team. And all things considered, he came out of the NBA draft, I believe 2008, as the number two pick. I believe he was the number two pick behind Derrick Rose, if I recall exactly. And coming out of Kansas State, I don't think anybody could ever say Michael Beasley was a bum, he was trash, or anything of those sorts. In fact, I would think that we would all agree that Michael Beasley was pretty serviceable in his NBA career, being uh, a fringe wing player, being able to play anything from the two to the four as a stretch wing. Michael Beasley, right now at 35 years old, ladies and gentlemen, just showed that he still has juice in the orange, and he still could contribute to a championship contending team, especially as a vet. And in my head, my mind immediately goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder and or the Minnesota Timberwolves. Michael Beasley would be perfect on either one of those teams. And before anybody says, oh, he's too old and this, that, and the third one, we still got LeBron James running around the league, right? Let's just throw that out at 40. You also got Chris Paul at like 37, 38, still running around the NBA. But if we don't want to use those anomalies because they are star players, if you want to say that, even at this phase in their careers, I would say say that it's a little bit more relevant towards LeBron James than Chris Paul. But even if you want to, exclude those dudes, Jeff Green, who was 37, 38 last year, just helped the Denver Nuggets secure a championship. An old vet that's been around the league all these years, a journeyman, much like Michael Beasley was. We can even use a more recent case with Al Horford, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know exactly how old Al Horford is. I know I think he like 37, 38. But just won his first NBA championship, and not as the leader, not, he wasn't doing that much, if you want to, be frank, to contribute to the championship, especially more so in the NBA, in the NBA finals. These two dudes, Jeff Green and Al Horford, are NBA veterans, older, that have just enough just enough juice in their oranges to help contribute to a team that needs to get over the hump. And that is the same category I would put Michael Beasley in right now, as he just showed against NBA talent, albeit former NBA talent. He just showed that he can still ball at a high level. And if you take that 28 from the Big Three and you translate it to about 12 to 14 in the NBA, what team would not be interested in picking up a Michael Beasley, including the Lakers? They could use a veteran of his status, of his skill set. But I would like that. I would feel more comfortable if Michael Beasley was on the team with, like I said, the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Minnesota Timberwolves, as they both have young cores, young teams that's on the come up, that are just about, one, two, maybe even three pieces away. And like I say, with a guy like Michael Beasley's resume and skill set, and now hardcore evidence that he still can play, I don't see how he's not on under contract with one of these teams. But like I said, uh, we know how LeBron James, Rich Paul, Clutch Sports get down. These guys are politicians. Well, let me say this: they think they're politicians. You know what I mean? They try to throw rocks and hide their hands. They try to control narratives and the information that you hear as a sports fan. Uh, LeBron James got a number of of hiccups, if you will, in his career. And Michael Beasley once told a story, and I think this was about this time last year, probably a little right before the NBA season started, when Michael Beasley addressed a certain rumor that had been circulating about him beating LeBron James in a one-on-one, and not just beating LeBron James in a one-on-one, but continuously beating LeBron James in a one-on-one. And Michael Beasley came out in the interview recently. I forget where it was. I'm trying to remember because it's like on the top of my head. It might have been Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson's podcast, if they even still got it going. But Michael Beasley spoke to that rumor. One confirmed it, as he did say he was dominating LeBron James in the practices, so much so LeBron James uh, requested that Mario Chalmers play defense on him rather than Michael Beasley, because Michael Beasley was locking him down. And he clarified that story, and he let everybody know that, yeah, me and LeBron James never played one on one, and like in front of people or in public or anything like that. But in private, he used to give LeBron James buckets. And in practice, when there was a team practice, Michael Beasley used to give LeBron James so much trouble that LeBron James, requested that Mario Chalmers defends him in practices. You can't make this up. And for all the LeBron James fans who will attack me for for sharing this story, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news: Michael Beasley shared this story. This isn't my story. This is Michael Beasley's story. But and if I recall again, I believe Michael Beasley told that story like last year. He also made a comment last year in the off season, saying that at 34 at that time, he did not understand why he was not in the NBA, as he still had a skill set that was, uh, comparable to how the NBA plays today. Michael Beasley has always been a highly skilled basketball player, being able to score at all three levels, and he's a fairly decent defender. I believe he could be a very serviceable defender, even right now at 35 in the NBA. There's not a lot of defensive people in the NBA. You know what I mean? And you throw Michael Beasley in the mix. Say if he just landed with the Celtics all of a sudden, Celtics what, number two, number three in defense last year. You know what I mean? That they're gonna be right there, if not the number one defense, if you added a Michael Beasley overnight. But I think that Michael Beasley is blackballed because he shared that story. He clarified that story. And we all know LeBron James doesn't like looking bad. LeBron James has to control the narrative. He has to control, again, what you all hear about him, as far as you LeBron James stands. And he's never come out and said that this was false. He's never addressed this situation between him and Michael Beasley. Not that I call it a situation, but he's never addressed the rumor, which makes me feel like it's true because LeBron James got something to say about everything, don't he? But at the same time, I feel like this whole situation is why Michael Beasley isn't in the NBA right now. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a little list of players that I feel like aren't in the NBA right now because of LeBron James, essentially blackballing him. And Michael Beasley is one. Would y'all believe it? Can't Carmelo Anthony is another guy I think is on that list. Yes, Melo. Mainly because Melo right now is a top 10 all-time leading scorer, I believe, as far as being on the scoring leaders list. I believe he's already cracked the top 10. But if he would have stayed in the league, and as long as LeBron James is right now, and I believe that Carmelo still could play right now. Last time we seen him play, he was handling this business. I think he was averaging like 14 to 16 points a game, but still contributing to a championship contender. I think the only reason why Melo ain't in the league is because he would have been a direct threat to LeBron James' scoring thing, whatever he had going on with the scoring. I feel like it's the same thing with Dwight Howard. Uh, Dwight Howard has had some opinions about LeBron James and has not been able to get a job in the NBA for quite some time. And I believe it's because of those opinions. There's several other players, but now Michael Beasley is on that list. And I really didn't consider it or think about it until, uh, this news came out that he won the MVP. Got to check out a little bit of the game, and yeah, Michael Beasley still got the truth. He still got the goods, man. And again, I'm gonna reiterate his sentiments as to why isn't he on the NBA roster, considering that he's I say a fairly good 3-point shooter. He still can get to the cup as well, and also he has a mid-range game. So, like I say, the two teams I can think of that could use a Michael Beasley right now today are the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Memphis Grizzlies. You can throw them over there too, but as far as a contending team, I say the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Excuse me. But politics as usual. And I just want to congratulate Michael Beasley on his MVP award in the Big Three. Certainly deserved. Um, and I feel like myself, Michael Beasley he's not been one of those guys that was like in my absolute favorites, but I've always respected Michael Beasley. You know what I mean? I used to watch him at Kansas State. I believe it's Kansas State he went to, or Oklahoma. Let me see that real quick. I want to say it's Kansas State for sure. But I'm thinking of what's my guy name? Blake Griffin. Yeah, he went to Kansas State. I was thinking Blake Griffin when I thought of Oklahoma for whatever reason, but Michael Beasley has been a bucket for all these years. And again, I think the only reason why he is an employee in the NBA is because he told that story about LeBron James, and it was true. and it was very true. And once again, LeBron James is proven to be a fool. You know, this dude wants to be the quote unquote GOAT so bad, but he didn't even want the best defender in practice sticking him. It's like, dude, who is this man? you know. And again, shout out to Michael Beasley for sharing that. But that's all I got for y'all on this video. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I am Tony the Savant. Peace.